If you love watching basketball, you're going to love this video because we're going to show you the most impossible moments in NBA history.
And you know what's interesting about that? He was trying.
The impossible odds. Let's begin with Goran Dragic, who appears to have lost all sense of his surroundings. Well, he might want to save that magic trick for the show. The circus might also be a better option. Don't you think so?
Early in the first quarter, they're able to reinsert him here at the end and use him as the focal point.
Oh my!
You might be shocked by another wild move, and this is a bounce pass from a sitting position.
Go Campazzo in the game. Doncic. Oh, bounce pass from us.
Wasn't that extraordinary? On February 6, 2010, fans were just expecting another midseason matchup. It was between the Knicks and the Cavs. It was then that they witnessed the league's smallest player, Nate Robinson, and the league's biggest player, Shaquille O'Neal. You might underestimate Robertson because he's only 5'9", but trust me when I say he's got the heart of a lion.
Turns baseline. Uh-oh, blocked by Nate Robinson, who talks junk.
The little fella's a competitor.
Yeah, he is.
If you thought that this was impressive, then don't miss checking out what Nate Robinson did during the 2013 playoffs.
By Wade, here's James, drives past Bellinelli, blocked from behind by Robinson.
Well, getting dunked on by LBJ isn't going to be fun, but you don't want to forget that Henderson got the last laugh since the referees didn't count the basket.
And like Coach said, passing up first shots.
Oh, missed on the dunk by James.
When it comes to James Harden, we can relate to LeBron James. This is because 8 years later, something quite similar happened. Did you know that James Harden had almost become the first player to score 2 baskets?
In the third quarter, this play is hilarious. Harden gets the steal. He's going to slam it, but then he thinks he misses it because it...
They're gonna miss it.
If you thought that it was impossible to score 2 baskets with a dunk, well, you're in for quite a rude awakening. A basketball war took place on November 24, 2010 between the Celtics and the Nets. There was one thing that fans had never anticipated. Want to know what it was? Well, no one expected to see Shaq make 2 consecutive free throws. Well, people say that lightning doesn't strike twice, but things were quite different for Shaq. Well, if Shaq can miss about 5,000 free throws and yet make 2 consecutive free throws, I have to say that's mind-boggling. It was on November 22, 2010 when the future Hall of Famers Jason Kidd and Yao Ming faced each other's wrath. Fans were expecting a great match, and boy, they were not disappointed. With only 0.4 seconds remaining, the Rockets held a narrow 1-point lead over the Mavericks. But not until this happened.
Now on it, it's really hard. Kidd throws it up at the basket. Marion lays it in, and the Dallas Mavericks.
Jason Kidd had an inbound game-winning alley-oop over Yao Ming. Legendary players do have quite a unique way to make the impossible seem normal. Don't you think so? Let us take a look at Dwayne Wade. When Dwayne Wade stole the ball and made a 360-degree turn, fans felt quite confused. It was when he made the half-court shot that the audience realized what went through this man's head.
Rubio picked his pocket. Dwayne Wade.
Let's go back to April 4th, 2006 when Kobe Bryant put on one of the most legendary performances of his career against the Suns. During this night, Kobe hit not 1, but 2 shots that were indeed considered game-altering. Now let us get to May 19, 2021, when LeBron's Lakers battled with Steph's Warriors. When the game was almost down to the wire, this is what happened to LeBron.
To Caldwell Pope inside. He's tied up by Green. Throws it back up top. James puts up the 3. Oh, it's gone!
It was December 15, 2021 when the Pelicans fought against the Thunder and fans witnessed 2 game-winning shots. It all started with Alexander, who hit this shot with approximately 2 seconds left. Devontae Graham did something even more spectacular when he walked off. That's when fans thought they'd seen it, and Graham showed everyone that it doesn't have to be Christmas for your wildest dreams to come true.
No timeouts. The ball is inbounded to Shea. Temple did not foul.
Didn't get him, and give Shea Gilgeous-Alexander credit as Devontae sends it. Gets it! The game win!
There was a once-in-a-blue-moon incident at the basketball court when the 7-foot Robin Lopez tried this. It looks like either Robin has an extra pair of eyes in the back of his head.
No, he's not.
Here he is again. Whoa, Lopez! Are you serious?
It's not often that you see players drop 37 points in an NBA game, but on January 23, 2015, something eye-opening happened. Klay Thompson had scored this amount in 1 quarter, and though this might not even be Thompson's most improbable feat, 3 years later he had broken the record for most three-pointers in a game with 14. Aren't you surprised?
For NBA history, you got it! 14 threes in a game!
On March 24, 2018, there was a war between both the Hornets and the Raptors. With only 6 seconds remaining, the Hornets were down by 2 and had a chance to steal the game before everything went wrong. Right after the inbound, Jeremy Lamb lost control of the ball. However, sometimes the biggest disasters can turn into some of the biggest blessings in disguise. About 2 decades ago, on December 9, 2004, there was a match made in heaven, or should I say hell? Tracy McGrady versus Tim Duncan. With less than 35 seconds left in regulation, the Spurs held a comfortable lead, and it seemed quite certain that they were bringing home the trophy. Well, they were about to win until Tracy McGrady told the Spurs to hold my beer. With the remaining 35 seconds, he went ballistic. He did the mission impossible and changed the course of basketball history. Well, it was sure that things needed to go McGrady's way, don't you think so? Just as John Mayer says, there's only one thing to do when your back is against the wall, and that is to turn around and fight. There were indeed some of the most jaw-dropping events in the history of basketball, and I got to admit, I'm impressed. The skill and adrenaline of the players reminded me of Michael Jordan's words. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. What do you think about these shots, and which was your favorite? We've reached the end of today's video, and it's time for us to wrap up. We will meet again in another video, and until then, goodbye, fellas.